Let me preface this by saying stupid people piss me off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Shiner, what is your
go-to drink of the day?
The show is about to begin.
Prune juice, and I don't want to talk.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Welcome back to the Titty and Shiner Show. It is episode 59. I am hurrying as fast as I can because we got a lot to talk about. My name is Big Titty, and I have a lot to talk about.
And my name is Shiner. I'm the sidekick to the big man, and I always enter the room before producer Donnie.
Absolutely. And if anybody saw on Twitter today, on my Twitter, at Big Titty Tidwell, you can follow me. I put an anniversary picture up of Donnie last year, this day, Donnie cut off his mullet.
It was a year ago today.
That was. And he's grown it back slowly but surely. It's not as epic as what it was last year.
It's coming around. I kind of think the 2.0 version may be better than the.
Well, I think so too because there's more hair there.
Hey, we should, once it gets to a certain length, we should do a bet, and if he loses, he has to perm it. Remember when dudes were perming him?
Oh, I did it back in the day.
You did it?
Oh, hell yeah! It was like 1980-ish, 81. Like
was it that early?
Yeah, like right when Foreigner 4 came out. Right then.
You sat down in the chair. Now, your mom does hair, right?
My mom does hair, so she does perms. I got pictures to fucking prove it.
Oh, man, we got to, some of those need to surface.
138.0, Donnie. Just dropped an F-bomb there.
I'm making your job easy on you, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here's the deal with me and a mullet, dude. My dad, I think I've mentioned this before. My dad was so conservative. I wasn't allowed to have a mullet until I became a senior in high school. And the senior year started, I didn't have one. But I grew that son of a bitch out before I graduated high school. I'll guarantee you that.
He said, son bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I grew my hair out when I got out of the military. All my paperwork was done and all the healing was done. And all that. I got out of the military and I decided to grow my hair. And so I grew it about as long as maybe Steven Seagal's ponytail look.
That's kind of common, though, for guys getting a service.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of guys grow their service.
I did it, and I couldn't stand it touching my neck, but I was growing it out so I could have a ponytail 3 inches. I got ponytail 3 inches. I went to barbershop.
Why 3 inches?
I had it was a goal.
That was that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, it was just a goal. Kind of like
it's like unicorns aren't even unicorns here. They're horns 3 inches.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Man, I was listening to sports radio today, and one of my favorite guys on there is Pat Jones. He's a former quarterback of Oklahoma State University and former assistant of, Miami Dolphins and Oakland Raiders, I think. A couple more. And he does these commercials where he kind of says something and then wants to turn that into the commercial, kind of like the segue. Mm-hmm. But he really, really sucks at it. And this is not something that he says, but it's something like what he's. And I'm going to try to do his voice when I do it.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach. You know, remember when you took your mom and dad's car out and then all of a sudden it started squeaking a little bit and you wanted to get it back? Thought you might have screwed up and you didn't want your parents to find out about it because it's squeaky? Well, you got 2 days left to get a squeaky good deal at Lumber Liquidators. It's that kind of crap.
They need to do a commercial with him and the coach from LSU.
Miracle or what? I got a good friend up in Kansas City. Her name is Kelly Cook when I was in high school with him. But now it's Kelly Zhang and go Tiger. Seriously, my friend Kelly Zhang from Kansas City got on.
Was she the one on Twitter?
Yeah, she laughed out loud because I did a spot on Coach O, and so there you go, Kelly. You can listen to this one and say I did Coach O again.
Hey, how you been, buddy? I haven't hardly talked to you, man. I'm just now getting back in the real world. I was laid up in the hospital.
Yeah,
I like to refer to it as a hooscow. Jesus, that was a shitstorm.
Yeah, it was. We'll talk about that here in a second for sure.
Okay.
But no, been out of town. Sorry I couldn't record the podcast on Wednesday night. But as soon as we get done with this podcast, this is Thursday. It's 7:19 p.m., January 30th.
Oh, we're getting under the wire.
Yeah, and so as soon as this podcast is over and Donnie does his post-production little zing-zang on it, it's going straight out. Yeah, it's going. It will be a good thing. Hey, have you been wearing your mask? Did you wear your mask in the hospital?
No, hell no. They thought about doing a lot of shit to me, but giving me a mask was not one of the things they thought about.
Because apparently there may be 2 cases of the Kung flu.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, that coronavirus. And oh, by the way, you remember the entrance when I said stupid people? Mm-hmm. This has affected Corona beer sales like no other. People are stupid enough. Like there was one guy.
Is that real?
I don't know, but he poured an entire 12-pack down the sink.
Because he didn't want to get the coronavirus.
He didn't want to get the coronavirus.
I mean, God, Iris, I'd take donations. You bring me all your tainted beer.
You know, fake or not, you fucked up some good beer.
I mean,
I don't
know.
buy
That's
Corona.
a level of stupidity that I can't even get.
I don't go out and buy Corona, but if someone puts a cold one in my hand, I'm not going to let it warm up. You know what I mean? But yeah,
we got some members of the crew that drink Corona, and I've never given me one.
No, but going back to this coronavirus, man, it's spreading like wildfire in China, and I don't want to travel by plane.
There's cities that are sealed off from the rest of the world.
Yes, like shut the F down.
I saw a video on Twitter today. It was a security camera of a police station over, and some little dude walks up with 500 surgical masks and donates it to him, and he skedaddles, man. I mean, people aren't hanging out in public over there, and I don't blame him, man.
No.
They say this originated in those open-air markets is where it originated, which, I mean, I believe that. But, I mean, it's like we were talking the other day. This is exactly what happens when overpopulation takes place. The herd starts getting thinned, man.
Yeah, I'm remember the Black Plague?
Well, you figure there's 1 billion people in China.
Yeah.
Something's going to have to thin those fools out, man.
They don't have, and I mean, you want to talk about 1 billion people in China? Look at Japan. Japan's not that big of a country, and they have a shit ton of people in there. And
have you seen how those businessmen in Japan live? Like they rent these little beds they sleep in.
Yeah.
And they got them stacked up like 4 and 6 high. And I'm like, who wants to live like that, dude? I mean, and they wonder why these diseases break out and start fighting.
Exactly. You know,
who are the 2 fools in Oklahoma? Where are they at that they brought that?
That I don't know.
Around Tulsa?
No, I think it was the Oklahoma City area, and I think I don't know if it's 100% true or not. This all came from the internet, so
everything's true on the internet.
Yeah,
bro.
you got to take that with a grain of salt.
Huh?
But
what?
But speaking of other stuff on the internet, one of Uncle Bernie Sanders' highfalutin supporters just the other day, just before the Iowa caucuses, he just brings up again Biden's plagiarism scandal. Just out of nowhere.
There's a line of people going against Bernie right now. The Iowa caucus is getting ready to happen, and they are all running past him, but they are stopping to kick him square in the balls before they pass him up.
Exactly. Each and every one. Vice President Biden, bam!
There's a free kick in your nads.
Biden, smack.
I mean, does Biden really at this point think that he stands a legitimate chance?
What does Bernie?
Who is their front runner? Is it Elizabeth? Is Pocahontas in the lead?
It's nobody. That's the thing. Did you ever watch that there was a famous shooting from Los Angeles where it was 2 bank robbers, and they come out of the bank, and there's like 6 police officers, and these guys are like firing at each other from the opposite side of the same car.
There's a gunfight going on with a car in between them.
Yes, and nobody gets hit.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, that's kind of like what's going on with these guys, man. These guys are taking shots at each other, just left and right. And
here's the deal. You go through like political Twitter, and the left is all thinking, oh, Trump, he's out of here, and he's a sack of shit, and we're going to kick him out of the White House. And you have nobody to rally behind. At least the right can rally behind one individual and agree that they want to make the country a better place. The left has just got nobody to lead them into this battle where they're trying to destroy the country.
And here's the thing about it. Republicans like Mike Pence just as well as they do Trump, sometimes even more. Mike Pence is not near as just in your face as Trump is. And that's what I like. He's in your face. He's very matter of fact. You know, if he says fuck you, he means it.
He'll call you a name and hurt your feelings.
Yeah. A little sissy, something like that. Who cares? You know, he's calling aces and spades. And so for Biden, if Trump gets impeached and put out of office, which it won't happen, but
never happened.
Let's just say it did, you know, well, Pence becomes president.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's prepared for that.
No, but
I think he's a hard ass.
Here's the booger. You know, if he becomes president and then decides to run, the Republican Party will support him 100%. And at that point, he probably will beat whatever Democratic challenger. So I think Trump's going to win. But for whatever reason, if he's pulled out of office, I think Pence has got just as good a shot.
Well, how can you not like Pence? That dude stood at the DMZ and mean mugged the North Koreans. That is gangster beyond gangster, dude.
Absolutely. I mean, he's mean mugging them. Meanwhile, Trump's like, it's a fucking line. I'm stepping over it. And it was okay. He
it's
walked.
Like two high school sophomores running the country.
Yeah.
I dare you. Okay.
Yeah. You're not going to cross that line. Hold my beer.
Man. Yeah, exactly, man. Oh.
What would Coach O say?
What would he say?
Probably like, I don't know. Hold my beer. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
That's after everything he says.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, you want some bacon and eggs for breakfast? Yeah, that sounds good. Go Tigers.
God bless you, man.
You know, one thing that I am getting sick of is all this false information that's all over social media.
Okay, give me an example.
Oh, I mean, stuff politically. You know, like Trump's son going to run for president after Trump's done. You know, I doubt that's going to happen.
It'd be funny if
it would. It'd be cool.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah, I don't know if the public is ready to trust him. You know, I really don't, because at least everybody knew what Trump was like before Trump became president.
Oh, he's a shot. You don't know what he's bringing out of the gate,
right? But
I've always known he's a huge 2A supporter, but he's also a huge hunting actor. He does a lot of hunting in his.
Do you remember? I just want to go into a racing thing.
Okay, we're done with that.
Kobe was lost this week.
Man,
that's tough.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. It's taken a few days for that to really hit me. And the more I get up in the morning and turn the news on, and I see clips of him, and I start realizing that he's gone. I was kind of like in a state of denial when I first heard it, but now I'm like, man, it's really hard to wrap my head.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And for somebody who has so much money, the helicopter that he was in, and I don't know if he was leasing it or if he actually owned it. I know it was his personal use helicopter, but it did not have mountain detection radar.
Well, I saw a bunch of conspiracy theories. They were talking about the black box. But then I saw a guy that was a helicopter pilot. So, most helicopters aren't equipped with blasters.
No.
So that wasn't that far out of it to be happening.
No, but there is video of that helicopter going down. And something happened, either transmission-wise to the tail rotor. Something happened to the tail rotor. Not sure, but that thing was just spinning.
Well, and I say this kind of half jokingly, like, did he have any ties to the Clintons?
Well, it's a great question, because somebody else, I forget where I read it, but somebody else this week committed suicide.
I read that too.
Yeah.
That came across my feed too. Yep, somebody else has taken their own life.
And I don't know if you remember NASCAR stuff 20 years ago or so. There's a driver, John Andretti.
Yeah, I saw he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away after cancer. 56 years old. He's just a little bit older than me.
I actually read that as I was walking.
And, I don't even know, I don't even know these people. But there was something on Dr. Phil the other day that said, even though you don't know these people, people still kind of grieve. And what they're grieving about is, in their mind, they've taken this person and put them on a pedestal, like a hero or somebody to look up to. I mean, it's literally the term. And when that somebody is gone, it hurts, even though you never met him.
Kobe, I've always kind of kept up with his career. I kind of kept up with his philanthropy, a lot of his Black Mamba stuff. But I sat down the other day and just started going through quotes. You know how I am with quotes.
Yeah.
just quotes that he has said over the years. And man, he has some powerful statements, man. I mean, some